Hi, I'm Blanca Uzeta O'Leary. I live here in Aspen, Colorado. I lived here with my husband and my son for over 20 years. Well, first of all, there's a lot of us, a lot more people than everyone understands and assumes. And there are a whole lot more of us that are very active in our own communities and have our own leadership abilities within our community. We are often overlooked and not recognized, but often we are recognized and people do know who we are. So it's a combination of that. Also too, more and more people are getting more advanced education, all sorts of different education, not just college, but also vocational education and different kinds of skills. And because of small businesses and large businesses and being very slowly going into large corporations, and that's where some of our power is coming from. That's part of it. And the other big part is we are the largest growing population too. And our young people for the Latino community are much more engaged, much more educated in all sorts of different ways, and care a lot more. Well, they just have had a little bit more time to be able to care a lot more too. They've got the capacity and ability, and I think media and social media, there's negative parts, but there's also positive parts. But that does help Latinos know more about what's going on in the world, especially young people. So all together, that is where our power comes from. Everything. I feel like we're very lucky. We're the best of everything because we're the combination. So I think that we have ánimo, we have compassion, we have family, we have heart, and we're driven, and we're very hardworking. So I think all of those combinations make me incredibly proud. I think we're going to have continued immigration. I think immigration reform is going to help us a lot if we ever get there. Pathway to citizenship would be great for a lot of the people that have already been living here for decades. But that alone isn't what's necessary. But I think the people that are here, that are U.S. citizens, we need to make sure that they feel included and they are engaged from being young, educated at elementary school, middle school, and high school about civic participation and engagement and how important it is at every level. So I think voting really, really will make a difference if we continue to be a big voting bloc, and we're going to be people that we have to reckon, that the leaders have to reckon with, that and us having our own candidates. That's what's going to make the difference. If we can overcome what's going on with the slow growing fascism of one of the parties here in this country, if the ability to overturn elections doesn't come to pass, which I'm really hoping it doesn't, if we can continue to hold a democracy in this nation, I think Latinos will be at the forefront of making this the best country there ever was. And that I think is what my hope is. However, if we do have a problem and that they do start overturning elections, I'm not sure. I think all bets are off. But if not, I think that we're on a very slow path. We've been going forward and coming back on climate change, but I think we've taken a step forward on climate change. Young people, particularly Latinos, are going to help a lot with climate change. That's the number one, the quickest affecting problem that we have in our society. If we don't have enough water, food, too much heat, those are things that will be overtaking the whole planet. But I do think that there's hope for solutions. If we can overcome and keep a democracy, I think fighting climate change, which our young people and Latinos are going to be doing, I think that will really be helpful. So I do have hope if that happens. It's blown me away. Monica and Olga are amazing people. I feel so grateful that I was able to meet. I met Monica first because she came when she was first planning the festival here in Aspen. So I had the pleasure to meet her, host her in our house. My entire family is blown away by Monica also. I think that it's a very, I've attended many conferences in my lifetime. This is the prettiest conference, but the best food in this conference, the signage, the graphics, everything that they've done is done with such care and detail. That part is beautiful. But the most important part, of course, is the essence of the conference. The panels, the topics of the panels, they're tough. They're tough topics. Talking about racism within our own Latino community, nobody talks about that. We've talked about it here a lot. And a lot of the culture is Latina, we've talked about that. We've talked about a lot of subjects that normally aren't talked about, or we've talked about subjects that are talked about, but with Latinos on the panel. So it's been, and the people are from a cross-section across our country and actually the planet. So it's been quite fascinating. Congratulations, bravas. You've done a marvelous job, and I cannot wait until next year, and I will be here to help to make the second one even better than the first one, if that's even possible.